On July 2, 1955, a Pan Am aircraft took off from New York bound for Miami, but it never landed. It vanished mid-flight. No wreckage, no distress call, no trace. Then, 37 years later, it landed. What really happened? This is the story of Flight 914. Flight 914 was a Douglas DC-4, a four-engine piston aircraft widely regarded as reliable and robust for its era. This aircraft could carry up to 60 passengers and had a cruising speed of approximately 290 miles per hour. In 1955, Pan American World Airways, or Pan Am, was the leading international airline. It was synonymous with prestige, pioneering long-distance air travel and connecting continents. At that time, commercial aviation was still developing. Radar technology was limited and often unreliable, especially over the vast oceanic expanses. Communication relied heavily on radio transmissions, which could be interrupted or lost. Pilots used basic navigation aids, and manual plotting was common. On that clear July day, Flight 914 took off smoothly with your 57 passengers and 6 crew members. The flight was expected to take just under 4 hours to reach Miami. However, somewhere between New York and Florida, the plane inexplicably disappeared from radar screens. No distress signals or emergency calls were ever received. Coast Guard vessels and search planes combed the Atlantic Ocean for days. Despite these efforts, no wreckage, no survivors, and no clues were found. "30 years later, on March 9, 1985, something impossible happened. At Caracas International Airport in Venezuela, an unknown aircraft appeared on radar. It had no flight plan, no clearance, and no schedule. The aircraft was identified as a Douglas DC-4 Star, a model long out of service since the 1960s. The control tower tried to communicate. A man answered, his voice confused and disoriented. He asked, "Where are we? Is this Miami?" His accent and language reflected a time decades earlier. He seemed unaware of modern air traffic protocols and technologies. Despite the confusion, the tower granted permission to land. Emergency crews were ready on the runway, preparing for any situation. But when the plane touched down, the pilot panicked. He shouted, "We have to leave!" Without authorization, the plane accelerated down the runway and took off. It disappeared from radar screens once more, leaving witnesses stunned. Several air traffic controllers confirmed seeing and communicating with the mysterious aircraft that day. Their logs recorded unusual radio transmissions and radar contacts. Soon after, military personnel arrived and cordoned off the airport. All documentation and testimonies were classified, and the investigation was shrouded in secrecy. One airport worker discovered an old calendar dated 1955 inside the aircraft's cockpit. The calendar was in pristine condition, as if untouched by time. Rumors claim it was confiscated by authorities and never seen again. Over time, official reports vanished or were heavily redacted. The incident was deemed top secret, fueling speculation of a government cover-up. Years later, a former air traffic controller leaked details to the press, igniting renewed interest and debate. Several theories have attempted to explain the phenomenon. Some suggest a time slip, a tear in the fabric of reality that transported the plane through decades. Others believe the aircraft entered a parallel dimension or alternate timeline and somehow returned. There are those who argue it was a misidentification or a hoax, citing the story's first publication in Weekly World News, a tabloid known for sensationalism. No official evidence has ever verified the incident. Still, the tale persists in aviation folklore, conspiracy theories, and paranormal circles. Similar cases of vanished aircraft reappearing have been reported worldwide, though none as detailed or mysterious as Flight 914. To date, there is no verifiable or official evidence confirming the existence or reappearance of Flight 914. All available information is anecdotal, inconsistent, or derived from unverified sources. No aviation authority has acknowledged the incident. No physical evidence has been documented. Despite the lack of proof, the story persists in popular culture and online discussions. It serves as an example of how urban legends and unexplained phenomena can capture public imagination. From a critical perspective, the Flight 914 case highlights the importance of thorough investigation and evidence-based conclusions in aviation incidents. Until verifiable data is presented, it must remain classified as an unconfirmed claim or myth. The mystery surrounding Flight 914 continues to provoke questions about the boundaries of reality. But without empirical support, it remains speculative.